Well, this campaign season has brought some pretty interesting things, but nothing can compare to the memorabilia of the 1960s. CBSN's Josh Elliott and Face the Nation moderator John Dickerson, they take a look at some of the more charismatic collectibles on display at the New York Historical Society.
Now, everybody should be knocking back as much Johnson juice as they possibly could. One could argue.
Yes, exactly.
Goldwater and Johnson juice, the best iteration of the man's last name.
Goldwater's running against Governor Scranton from Pennsylvania, who is the moderate Republican trying to run against him. He does a terrible job at it. He gets destroyed. But when they get to the convention, there's still an open fight going on. So at the Mark Hopkins Hotel, where both campaigns are headquartered, they have hospitality suites. And the Goldwater was in the Goldwater hospitality suite made by, I believe, a North Carolina soft drink manufacturer. And it just shows you the level at which both parties were still competing for delegates. The Goldwater operation had this enormous sort of military-like process for tracking their delegates. They didn't want them to go over to Scranton. So they had to keep them, they had to watch them. They told some of them, watch out for the affections of single women who might be trying to sway you over the Scranton camp. I mean, so no detail was left undone. And when you were reclining in the large chair at the Mark Hopkins Hotel, you could have yourself a refreshing can of Goldwater.
It is fair to say, as a candidate, the further you are from a commode, the better off you are.
What's interesting here, I don't think you see this in 1952 or 56. The country is becoming a little more liberal in the way it talks about things. This is a novelty, jokey thing that might not be something you talk about at the dinner table, but it might be something that Martha gets on her 35th birthday from her wacky friend. And that would never have happened in 2 elections previous.
It's aimed at people's passions.
Totally.
The extreme of somebody's passion.
Exactly. It's very much like sports. People are enthusiastic and get overwhelmed by even the smallest little gimcracks like this that on their own would be forgettable, but for the people at the time represented this passion.
In case you're wondering, by the way, why John was the perfect guest for this stroll, it's because he actually has a can of Goldwater in his office.
I'm glad you didn't make me get in one of these dresses.
That's part 2.
Thanks.